Alright, so Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Season 1, Episode 2. So it begins with Percy, um, I guess he was in the infirmary because it was a different. It had kind of curtains on the bed, but he saw Annabeth there. And all she said is, "You drool in your sleep." She's definitely a strange one. So Percy wakes up and Grover is sitting there, and Percy wants nothing to do with him. It's like, okay, you did your job, you got me here alive, you can go now. Because in Percy's mind, Grover's friendship with him was fake. I mean, he doesn't say that, but it's obvious that that's what he's feeling. That this was just Grover trying to protect him, doing his job, and that he actually didn't like Percy or something. I'm pretty sure that's what was going through his head. But Grover actually does consider Percy a friend. So much so that he went to look at some annals to try to figure out, wait, she kind of disappeared into thin air as opposed to, well, humans are squishy. So she should have gone squish when the Minotaur grabbed her, not disappear. Which means she's with Hades. Now, he tells Chiron, and I don't know why everyone calls Dionysus Mr. D. I really have no clue. I mean, I would think that, they wouldn't feel the need to basically kowtow to him. But Percy decides that he wants to find his father. His father's a god. He's the reason why he's there. He's going to go find him. And Grover's like, yeah, better, easier said than done. Now, we've learned that Annabeth is a lot smarter than Grover. And we'll get to why in a moment. But Percy runs into Mr. D, and he says, "My name is Percy Jackson, I'm looking for my father." And Dionysus, being the douche that he is, because they're definitely portraying the Greek gods appropriately. But being the douche that he is, he wants a drink. So he's trying to use Percy to try and get a drink by claiming that he is Percy's dad and that, he'll do what, they'll get along, they'll get to learn about each other if he were to go and get him a bottle of wine. Chiron comes because Grover was able to explain who Dionysus is, but he's trying to save Percy by, telling him that Mr. D is full of shit. But as usual, nobody's letting him speak edgewise. So Chiron comes and basically blows Dionysus' cover, that he's not his father, he's just trying to use Percy to get drunk because Zeus apparently has forbade him from drinking alcohol, which, dude, he's the god of wine and good times. Why are you doing that? You're forbidding him from doing the very thing that he's the god of. That's just bizarre. But, so he walks with Chiron, And he tells Grover, no, we have to go on our own, which hurts Grover because, he wants to be with his friend. And now both Percy and Chiron told him to go away. So I feel bad for Grover. So they walk to 12 cabins, and which symbolize the 12 major Greek gods, and that there's a cabin for each and every one of them. But Percy hasn't been claimed yet. So he needs to find a cabin, and the cabin he goes to is Hermes, because he doesn't just take in his own children, but he takes in the unclaimed. So, yeah, Hermes sounds like a cool dude because, he's doing that. And Percy is so used to being made fun of and used to being bullied that when a bunch of guys, including Luke, approach him, he just assumes that they're going to give him shit. And no, Luke is being super nice to him. And he shows him around, he explains the way things are, and he basically told Percy, you don't have to feel like the weird one here. You're just one of us now. And so he's giving him the rundown of how things work. And then we meet the children of Ares, who will come as a shock to absolutely no one who knows anything about Greek mythology. They're all absolute jerks. So the oldest, or the head, or whatever, of the house, well, she doesn't like Percy because she thinks he's making up the fact that he took down a minotaur. Even though Grover was literally there, Grover could back him up. So either she just doesn't believe what Grover says, or she just can't accept that this little pipsqueak, who isn't a child of Ares, could do something like that. Which I'm not sure what she thought is going to happen, because obviously if someone like Annabeth exists, and from what Luke says later about her fighting prowess, then I don't see why she's shocked that Percy has it in him. So, obviously she's going to be the antagonist. At least for now. And, so they, so like I said, Luke decides that he's going to try to help find out what Percy is good at. And I'm thinking, well, we already know he's good with a frickin' sword. He destroyed a minotaur with a sword. Oh. But they first show him at a range. And he's going to try to shoot a bow and arrow. And he almost kills everyone. So then they take him to a forge and see if he's good at that. Maybe his father is Hephaestus. Well, he almost burns the camp down. And so obviously none of that is what he's good at. So he goes to the bathroom. Well, he's just walking by the bathroom, actually. And the daughter of Ares rears her ugly head and is insistent that he is making it up. She wants him to tell everyone that he made it all up. I mean, he was out for the count. People knew about the Minotaur before he woke up. Who do you think told them? I mean, it was either Grover or Chiron or somebody else who was there and was watching this from behind the veil. I mean, why does she think that he's the one who's been spreading these rumors? So, Ares is usually portrayed as gruff and, a good warrior, but really, really dumb. And she's obviously taken after that. So she and a couple of her, I guess, siblings attack Percy, and they're going to give him a swirly. But Percy controls water, which explains why he was able to do what he did to Nancy last episode. It wasn't because he has powers in his hands or anything, but he controls water. So the water just goes out of the toilet. And everybody's like, wait, what the hell? And then suddenly all three of them are attacked by streams of water. So they run out, and Annabeth is just standing there. And he's like, I know you. No, you don't. And he's like, you were standing over my bed in the infirmary. Yep, that was me. She's so weird. And he's like, why are you following me? Oh, I'm waiting for something like this to happen. Why? So you can help me win Capture the Flag. Now, I thought, and possibly Percy thought, that he was supposed to be a more active member of Capture the Flag, as opposed to, we're going to capture Ares' family flag, Ares' children's flag, because they're going to be too busy trying to kill Percy. Because that's exactly what happened. Percy was just hanging out, and it turns out Annabeth wasn't actually an active part of Capture the Flag either. Apparently she was standing watch over Percy. Now, I don't know if things got too bad, if she would have helped or gotten help, or why she was just standing and watching. But Percy gets attacked, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to lose my privileges, but I'm willing to do that because I want you to admit that you're a fake. So she is adamant that he's not who he says he is, which he never said anything. I mean, people have eyes. People saw what happened. So he starts fighting them, and he ends up running, and they do make it to the edge of the lake. So he's fighting them, and he manages to beat them, and she's none too happy, and Percy is all cut up. So Annabeth, who, like I said, is a lot smarter than Grover, because Grover saw what happened with Nancy, and this thought never occurred to him. But it did occur to Annabeth, seeing what happened at the bathroom. She pushes him into the lake, and he suddenly gets healed. And Percy's like, wait, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Well, because your father is claiming you. You see Poseidon's trident, and so now everybody knows he's the forbidden son of Poseidon, which Luke had earlier explained a little bit to Percy, that Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon made a pact that they were not going to have any more children because they're getting way too powerful. And so then Chiron and Dionysus, I refuse to call him Mr. D, explain to Percy about why Zeus thinks he stole the Master Bolt. And that's because there is this friction between Zeus and his brothers. So it's decided that the person who probably stole it was Hades. And so then Grover runs in, and he was asked not to reveal to Percy what actually happened to his mom. And so he since they want him to go to Hades, but he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go, and we know what's going to happen because Luke mentioned earlier that Chiron promised Annabeth that there's this really powerful demigod, a forbidden child of one of the big three, and that he is going to go on a quest, and that she would be able to go with him. Well, obviously, here we are. It's Percy. And Percy wants nothing to do with this, which can't say I blame him. You know, he even gave an offering and tried to talk to his mom, and which I thought was weird because I thought the offering was to the gods, which his mother is not one, but anyway. So he doesn't want to go, but Grover gives him a reason to go by telling him about his mom. So on the one hand, he was asked not to tell the truth, but he has a point. You want him to go there. Now I'm giving him a reason to go. He doesn't want to go for your reason. Maybe he'll go for this reason, which is his mom. So, of course, we see that the third one's going to be Annabeth because, again, Chiron promised that she could go. Now, I'm confused as to who her father is, because who her parent is, actually, because she seems to be in the same group as Luke. Luke even called her his sister. Now, granted, it's because they were, you know, he helped her out, but still, it's not clear who her parent is. Anyway, so it ends with that, and we saw bits and pieces of them starting their journey, that they're taking a taxi somewhere. We see a clip of some weird shoes that Luke is holding. We see a clip of Medusa. So, again, I don't know if this is all that's going to happen next episode, or if it's further down, you know, within the season at some point. I think I covered everything. Everything important anyway. So, yeah, I think I've covered everything from this episode. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode.